It's like midnight, I'm just pretty much outside my house, and there's a huge northern lights just came out. Alright, so it's April 6th or something, so it's the first outing of this month. Finally getting back out into it, capturing more things, and just now we've got obviously lovely clear skies and hopefully a nice moonrise behind me in about half an hour or so. So we'll try and get a nice wee time lapse of that. It's just over some basic kind of country foreground. Nothing too special, but it'll be really good just because it's clear skies. And I think it's called the pink moon in April. So yeah, it'll be good to try. So I'll try and get the Sigma 150-600, my normal lens, and also I've got Dwarf Lab sent me a telescope to review. So a lot of astrophotographers are getting these telescopes, so they sent me one. So I think they're an American or Canadian company, and I'm just going to test that about. So I've not really tried it under the stars because they've been doing a few updates, so it connects straight to your phone. So finally they've got that app on iOS. It was on Android for ages, but not on like iOS Apple. So now it's on iOS, so I'm going to test it out, and yeah, we'll see how it copes out capturing the full moon. So I'll test that out and I'll do a full review video on that whenever I'm confident with it and I know how to know all its cons and pros and stuff like that. So yeah, just get set up now and wait for the moonrise. So the foreground is just, as I said, basic countryside foreground, and I'll just zoom in pretty tight with this lens to about 500-600mm just to get a nice close-up shot. I've got the 135 Samyang. I could set that up on that lens, so I've got the, you know, a good zoomed in on this, and then a wider field 135mm on that. So I might set up that time lapse or this time lapse. So I'm just swaying between options. I'm just seeing what the composition looks like, and then we'll sort it out nearer the time. Yes, I've just decided I'll put a time lapse on the 135 because that gives me more options. I can crop in, I can do more things editing wise with the 135 time lapse. And for the 600mm I could play about just getting zoomed in pictures of different formats, you know, landscape, portrait, things like that. There's a wee bit of cloud on the horizon as well, so I think a wide field time lapse will look cool with the clouds going past. So I'll put the 135 on that. Okay, so that's everything set up. I've got obviously the big boy and my little one here. I'll flip that around. So that's set up 135, looking down, hopefully any minute, well 5 minutes we'll get it. So it's all set up to the intervalometer, and yeah, hopefully get it. And I'll just set up my dwarf telescope just as the moon's coming up when all the cameras are kind of shooting. You can also see Venus over there. Make out Venus. Beautiful. But yeah, just have to wait. So that's the moon pretty much risen now. The cameras are shooting. It's a bit annoying because the cloud's a bit over the horizon. Typical, it's literally just over the horizon. Everywhere else is kind of clear, but might have got one good footage with the 600mm, literally just kind of running the footage, and it'll be quite nice just sped up. But I don't think the time lapse will turn out too great, but you'll see whatever final result is. And that's pretty much it for this moonrise. Not the best, but not the worst. I'm going to get the dwarf out and just play about with that for a wee bit, and yeah, we'll see. So hopefully I got something from tonight. So that's the moon got relatively high now. Got a good picture with the dwarf, so I'll still learn about that and do a big review. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this little evening, and hopefully I'll be out again very soon. So we're midway through the month now, and finally we've got crystal clear skies. It's been like clear skies for a few days. I finally got some time to myself, so I thought, right, screw it, I'm just going to go to Glencoe, pretty much Rannoch Moor actually, And yeah, I've just arrived here, so I'm going to spend two nights here, because the skies are just going to be clear for a few nights. There's no chance of cloud anytime soon. There's a big Scandinavian high pressure over Scandinavia, obviously, and we're just not going to have any clear skies. We're going to have so much clear skies, so yeah, literally just go set up my tent now. I've just arrived. Really quiet. It's normally packed with tourists just now, but really quiet this time of year. You can just see the belt of Venus forming behind me. Venus has just started to appear as well in the western sky, so I'm going to set up camp and then go and shoot Venus over some mountains in the west, and then wait for the Milky Way core to rise early hours in the east, overlooking Loch Ba in Rannoch Moor. So yeah, let's go and get set up. It's going to be a fantastic few nights, and it's going to be the last time to photograph this season, because there's a bright moon coming, and by the time the bright moon is gone away, it's twilight skies. So last couple of days of the season. That's me in position now to capture Venus over this Loch Ba. It's one of the parts of Loch Ba. Loch Ba is like a huge loch in this area, so there's a nice reflection with Venus in the background, obviously in the sky, and yeah, it's just a beautiful Rannoch Moor sort of scene. There's islands in the loch, beautiful dark skies. So I'm going to switch to the f1.4 24mm that's getting recorded on, just because it'd be the perfect frame. And the foreground's quite dark, so the f1.4 really will get the shadows to bring up. So I did try the 24mm, but it was actually a wee bit too tight, so I've got the 20mm 1.8, which will still be perfect for it. The wind's kind of picked up now. It's quite a gusty east wind, which is quite annoying. Considering everything's heather around, it's quite hard to cement the tripod into the piece of cars. It is quite busy here with the roads sometimes, but yeah, with the heather it's a wee bit kind of bouncy, the ground. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of play about with the 20mm, do some panoramas of this foreground, because it is a beautiful foreground and I really need to nail the shot. So hopefully I'll pop up the image if I nail it, but it'll no doubt be a panorama. Okay, so the night's gone a wee bit pear-shaped. My foot's wet. I've had to wear wellies now because I went through a bit of bog. I got chased by, not chased, but a stag was coming towards me like quite fast, and I had to throw my head torch light at it so it darted the other way. That was pretty scary. That was Jesus. Yeah, Rannoch Moor is getting quite challenging just now. So the wind's picked up, boggy underground, and there's a lot of stags kind of going round, so it's just been a bit of a mess. So I got the picture of Venus, hopefully that turned out well. I'm doing stuff for the dwarf as well while I'm here, and then in the next few hours I'll be getting the Milky Way core in the east, but it's blown an absolute hoolie in the east, so hopefully the wind dies down in a few hours to capture the Milky Way core. But yeah, just a bit of a mess. Had to move my tent as well because it was over near, like, facing east, and it was getting blown about, so I've sheltered that. So it's just been a bit of a blooming chaos just now. So that should be it. So I'll hit the hay for a couple of hours and then I'll come out and do some Milky Way. Oh my god, right. Okay, so complete rookie error, or just being tired. I slept pretty much through the peak of the Milky Way rising. I set an alarm and everything, but I just popped it on, you know, just kind of ended it, and then I almost just fell back to sleep. So the next time I just woke up, checked my phone, and now it's 3 o'clock, and I'm like, I swear it gets to twilight at just after 3. I'm like, surely that's wrong. Checked it, and I'm like, oh, bloody, I've just slept through like an hour and a bit of the peak time. So I've literally just jumped out. Thankfully, I'm just like 2 seconds away from the car, so I'm finally getting shots, finally. But oh my god, I've just missed everything. So thankfully I'm here for 2 nights, because I was going to get 360 in panoramas, but tonight I've just got out pretty much just in time to get 1 image. So completely my bad, but yeah, the core's looking beautiful. So it's just a viewpoint over Loch Ba at Rannoch Moor. Jeez, oh. Definitely one bad thing about Rannoch Moor Glencoe area is the road it's a main road. It connects, you know, Glasgow to like Fort William. It's pretty damn busy. I mean, it's even 3:30. There's someone just sitting in a car park. There's lorries coming all the time. It's a bit of a nightmare for long exposures, so you really have to pick your time wisely. Jesus. Very annoying. So yeah, lovely Milky Way, you know, all over the night sky, fantastic, in the middle of nowhere, but someone's decided to put their car headlights on just like 2 seconds away in the car park. What's the point? What is the point? So that's the twilight coming in now from the east, so that's the night over. Got a decent amount of pictures, not as much as I planned to, but I'm here tomorrow night as well, so I'm going to get like the 360 and different foregrounds as well. Really looking forward to getting the 360, because Rannoch Moor is just like stunning landscape. It's all like shallow lochs, so all the rocks are like coming through the lochs and stuff, and it just looks really cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this evening. Chill for the day, and then back at it again tomorrow. So hopefully, but it will stay clear. It's pretty much crystal clear. So I'll try and get Venus once again, and then back to the Milky Way. So yeah, good first night. So I'm out about just now, just during the day, looking at different compositions for when night time comes. I've got this kind of cool one. Got the hut, and the mountains in the background with the rocks and things. But there's loads. There's so many compositions. I have to just narrow them down. It's just the landscape's absolutely stunning. There's just so much to photograph. So I'm just going to run around this loch in the daytime, see what I can see, and yeah, just come back for the Milky Way. I've seen a really good one. I was just fishing earlier on, caught some wee brownies, which was nice. I saw a really nice waterfall, which is just like a 5-minute walk from my car. So I'm going to get Venus over this wee tiny waterfall with the mountains in the background, and the stream. We'll go around the other side and see what's around there. So there's just loads to photograph. But yeah, as you can see, still crystal clear skies, so we're definitely going to get dark skies yet again. So I found this area as well, just hiking about, and I think this will be good early on when the Milky Way is quite near the horizon. I'll get the nice low down arch, so I'll get like Cassiopeia, probably Andromeda and stuff. So it's just kind of through this scene here. So hopefully I'll get the big arch, you know, going through the sky on that. I think that'll be really cool. So yeah, a lot of foregrounds found throughout the day, so now we just need to wait for nightfall. Throughout the day I did more review and testing of the dwarf telescope. It was obviously really clear, so I could photograph the sun, get some nice sunspots, and then later on when the sun was setting, I got the sun setting over the mountains, so it was really lovely. Unfortunately, this clip here was washed out with the sound of the waterfall. I was basically just explaining that there's a lovely waterfall in the foreground and it makes Venus really pop because you can see the reflection. But yeah, really loud waterfall in this clip. Okay, so that's me had like a hour sort of kip, and now it's 1:30, so I'm going to start shooting the Milky Way core. I'm going to try this composition that I found during the day. It's just going to be a panorama of the arc, since it's relatively low to the horizon. And yeah, it's just over Loch Ba, over some islands. So I'm setting up the panel head just now. Go do this with the 20mm f1.8, which is here. Just gonna mount that on to my rig, and this panel head just allows me to do panoramas so much more easier. It levels, you know, a lot of things off itself. If I can get it in the hole, and it just makes everything so much easier, and it's easy to stitch together. Oh god, jeez, see, trying to do everything in the dark at once is virtually impossible. The story of my life, trying to do everything. There we go. Yeah, so the panel head just allows me to, you've probably seen it before in my videos, to rotate much easier, and it allows the stitching software that I use, PT GUI, just a such easier job to stitch everything together, and I've never really had a fail panorama when using this setup. So I'm going to shoot this nice view in the northeast sort of way, and then go around to the other side and capture the core over Moor lochs. As I've just arrived at the other location, just, you know, a 10-minute walk down, where there's a hut, and just got a polar line just now, wherever the North Star is. There. And another annoying thing is maybe the 360 is not going to happen. There's just too many people about the place. There's other photographers now around the area, so there's too many lights going on, so I might not be able to get it. I'll still try, but we'll see. But I need to get this polar lined and then start shooting, because the Milky Way's in prime position for the next like half an hour. But yeah, really annoyed about the 360, but I might still try it if I've got a spare 20 minutes. Just have to hope that lights don't get in the way. Right, let's get on with this. I'll start off with 14mm just to get as much as I can, and then when I get that shot, might do the 20mm, and then I'll try do the 360, and that's about it. That's probably all I've got time for. I'm just going to start off with the settings that I always go for, which is, what's my settings? 120 seconds, and let's see how that does. Right, I'm just doing the foreground first just to see if everything's fine and aligned, and then I'll capture the galactic core. Crystal clear skies. Here's a 360-degree image that I managed to capture, thankfully. The foreground's really dark, and it kind of warped a wee bit just because the foreground was so dark it was quite hard to stitch, just because it was absolutely, completely dark in the area. So thankfully it stitched well, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome. So that's daylight breaking just now behind me, which is good, and thankfully I did get a 360, which is really good. Somehow I had enough time to get it, so hopefully it stitches well. But yeah, that pretty much brings it an end to the 2-day, 2-night Astro sort of getaway, and that's pretty much going to be it for the season. There's not much else going to be in the sky. The moon's coming out, and then by the time that's gone, it'll be twilight, so probably next time, I don't know, moonrises, things like that. But yeah, hopefully all the pictures turn out really well, and I can't wait to see them when I get home. So yeah, okay, cool. So it's like midnight. I'm just pretty much outside my house, and there's a huge northern lights just came out. I don't know what it is just now with the northern lights. When you get like a good strong activity, it is really strong and really huge. I didn't go out because I thought the clouds were going to be a bit of a pain, but turns out there's a lot of clear skies like in between the clouds, and yeah, some of the pictures on Facebook have just made me come out a wee bit, so I'm picking a wee bit up on camera, but it's not like anything vibrant. It's just a lot of colours in the sky, so it's just a lot of green and purples. But some people online are getting phenomenal pictures, so I thought to come out and try my luck. But I could see like a huge big purple pillar. I'm in the middle of Perth just now, so I can see some pillars with the naked eye. But yes, something about the northern lights just now are just so strong. But yeah, it's just faint green and faint purple, and it is pretty much overhead. There's like purpley red stuff overhead, but you can't really see it much with the naked eye. It's just really faint. Cameras are just picking up the colour, but yeah, I don't know what it is with the northern lights just now. The past couple of shows have just been ridiculously strong, so hopefully coming to Solar Maximum is, going to provide much more of these shows. It's just phenomenal. So I'll shoot for a wee bit and try and get something out of it tonight, but I don't think it's too worth of travelling because the clouds just light so often, and it's just really, whoa, there's a nice wee pink pillar over my house, my flat. I'll pop them up if I manage to get any good pictures out of this, but yeah, just good signs for the next few seasons coming into Solar Maximum. So that was my April. It was a good few weeks to end the Astro season. That's pretty much it all over now. It's pretty light at night, so we're going to get into the twilight very soon. So there's really not much to photograph until, say, the noctilucent and clouds come out mid-June to early August. So maybe get a few moonrises or moonsets before then, but we'll see if I can make some sort of video for next month. And hopefully these noctilucent clouds in a few months keep us going throughout the summer. Thanks for watching. Cheers.